this is a big shock, you guys. This is, for a website like that, for a brand like that, who were even working with a lot of influencers, I think these brands have completely missed the mark when they started weeding out the middle classes. I think there is a certain demographic of person that they don't want carrying their bags. And I think that's probably a reason why they've upped their prices so much, is to price people out. And I think they've made a big mistake. Hey everyone, and welcome to the start of another video. So this is one that I've wanted to do for a while, and a lot of you have been asking me about it. I'm going to talk about something that probably you all know about, but I also want to talk about something which a lot of you might not know about and might actually be quite surprised about. So the first thing, we're going to be discussing the Saint Laurent price decreases, but I also want to discuss what's going on with Gucci, what's going on with the Kering group, because they are really not doing so well, and I think this is why they're reducing prices. I wonder if they're going to reduce prices at Gucci as well. I hope they do, because I love that brand. That would be amazing to get a bit of a discount, wouldn't it? But also, I want to talk to you about a very big retailer that are in administration right now, and one of you emailed me about this a couple of months ago, but I couldn't quite believe it. Like, I believed you. I don't think I didn't believe you. I'd heard rumours on the grapevine, but I didn't want to outright do a video on it in case those rumours weren't correct. Well, it turns out those rumours were correct. So I'm going to talk to you about that as well, and you might be very surprised to hear who that retailer is. But anyway, let's discuss this. What is going on? What is going on? I actually need to say two things. First of all, I have a lot of information to go through with you, and the majority of this information has actually come from very interesting Reddit threads where people have actually put up screenshots. It's not just people having conversations that might not be true. It's actual fact. So I'm going to go through that with you and show you some of the screenshots that people have uploaded, and as a source, that's where I'm saying it's all come from, just to credit those people. But also, I want to say, I called this over a year ago. Can I say we're in a recession? I know that they're saying we're not, but I often feel like they tell us we're not because they don't want to scare everyone and get everyone to stop spending. And I know that economically there are signs that indicate if you're in recession or not, and possibly we're not quite there yet. But let me tell you, recession or not, there is a cost of living crisis. People have less money in their pockets. People are spending less. And a lot of people said to me, when I called it like a year ago, a lot of people said, luxury is not going to be affected. Luxury will always be luxury. You'll always get the super rich keeping it pumped up. And I just didn't quite, although I believe you, and in the past, luxury has always been its own little bubble that's protected. I just had a feeling that this time round, not only with the cost of living, but with the price rises, I just had a feeling, no, I think even more people are going to be put off buying. Even the super rich, they're not stupid. The super rich, you've got some which can go and buy a Chanel bag and 10k to them is like £10 or $10. But a lot of these people are rich for a reason, and they're not stupid with their money. And how many people want to be ripped off by, let's say, bags that are very expensive where the quality doesn't stack up, you know? At least sort out your quality and make an item look like its new price tag, but you can't leave the quality as it was. Leave it, in some cases, a little bit shoddy with some brands. Put the prices up massively and think people are still going to buy it. Now, I'm going to start off with the first luxury retailer which has gone into administration. It's Matches Fashion. I am mind blown. I don't know how many of you know the brand. They are like a Net-a-Porter in terms of a retailer you can go to, and they have many different brands that they list. In fact, I thought something odd was going on because, you know, I told you one of you emailed me and I'd seen kind of rumours. In addition to that, the writing was on the wall. I should have noticed. But months ago, they slashed the prices of so many things on there. From brands, even like, you know, the Loewe jeans that have got the anagram like logo on the knees. They're really in demand. Whatever you think of them, they're very popular. they'd already sold out. I went and had a look. They had something crazy like 40% off them. And I was like, I did think at the time, why have they been reduced so much when they're such a hot item? You don't need to reduce them because they will sell themselves. They were on other websites. And then I went on the website a couple of days ago and there was 70% off everything. Most of it had sold out, but everything left between 40 and 70% off. And I thought, what is this? And then I looked at the top of the page and it said that it's gone into administration. And I thought, oh my God, you know, this is a big shock, you guys. This is, for a website like that, for a brand like that, who were even working with a lot of influencers before it happened. And I guess they were trying to stop it happening or delay it happening. There was so much activity going on marketing wise, and then for this to happen is just mind-blowing. And as I say, I think this is very telling of the economy right now and how it is affecting luxury. Now, I've got further proof here that it's affecting luxury that I'm going to go through as we talk about the Saint Laurent price decreases. So Saint Laurent and Gucci, they are both owned by the Kering group, and I want to input this screen grab here, which will give you an indication of what's going on with them. Kering also own Balenciaga, and of course Balenciaga took a big hit, probably more so in some countries than others. I'll explain why. They took a big hit in December 2022 when they did that grotesque ad campaign with children. And I really wanted to talk about that at the time, and I had a lot of you saying, why aren't you discussing it? I was actually advised not to, but now I'm giving a little mention here because I feel that enough time has passed and enough people have spoken about it. Although I noticed, and I don't know how many of you remember, so many bigger YouTubers didn't talk about it either, and I wondered whether they were told similar things, you know, leave it alone. They could turn nasty if you say too much bad about them. Now I'm going to go through this. Q1 2024, they made 4.5 billion euros in revenue, but that is an 11% drop year on year. That's big. That's big. You know, I know 4.5 billion euros sounds really big, and it is, but it's an 11% drop. If you compare that to Gucci, so Gucci is one of the brands that Kering owns, they've seen an even bigger drop. So Gucci in Q1 have seen a 21% drop in revenue. 21%. Saint Laurent have seen an 8% drop. This is why I wonder whether we should be keeping an eye on Gucci right now at their prices, because they might drop as well. Because if they've made an even bigger loss than Saint Laurent. Saint Laurent's made an 8% loss and they've had price decreases. Gucci's made a 21% loss, and it's only in Q1. What does that mean for the brand? What does it mean? Are people not shopping there so much now? So let's go through some of these price decreases, what bags they apply to. Let me just find it on my phone. So the first is this envelope chain wallet bag, which I don't know how many of you remember, it comes in like a caviar type material is what I would say. This was £925. £925. It's a wallet on chain. It's not a very big bag. I've reviewed this before. It's cute. You could get your phone in it, maybe to push, you could squeeze your keys in. It's not a huge bag. It is a wallet on chain. But the new price is £870. A couple of other bags that I want to go through price decreases on, and I'm going to do this in dollars, because on this Reddit thread, this is what I could find in dollars. Obviously, I can go onto the UK website and see what it is now, but I don't have any evidence of what the prices were before because I wasn't kind of thinking they were going to do this, so I didn't screen grab anything. So the toy Lulu, I remember when I bought mine and it was under £1,000. It's now well over. So the price that it went to in 2022 was $1,990. It has now dropped to it's dropped by 8%. And it's dropped to, from my memory, $1,850. So that's gone down a decent amount. The next one is the small size Lulu. So you've got the toy, the small and the medium I don't think there's a large. I think there are 3 sizes from memory. The small size was $2,950. It's now $2,650. And then the medium Lulu, this has gone from $3,200 to $2,890. That is I don't know what, I can't work out what that decrease is, about 10%. 10%? About 10%. And they're the only bags, including the envelope bag, that I could find prices on when I was looking. People were discussing prices, and I saw people saying, oh, like in Canada, the prices have dropped by $400. But they weren't stating what bags those prices had dropped on. I have said it, but I think these brands have completely missed the mark when they started weeding out the middle classes. I think that, and I believe that's what they have done and have been doing. I think there is a certain demographic of person that they don't want carrying their bags. And I think that's probably a reason why they've upped their prices so much, is to price people out. And I think they've made a big mistake, because those people will have made up sales, and probably quite a lot of sales. Now, those people might only buy 1 bag every year or 1 bag every 2 years. But think of the amount of those people that were doing that, and they've cleared all of those people out. They're left with, like, what, the top 1% of people that have got big money in the world. And how many Chanel bags are they buying a year? How many do they really need? They might keep buying the ready-to-wear. Maybe that's what's helping here. But once you've bought a classic flap, you've bought a classic flap, unless you want it in different colours. And this is what I think's happening. I think they've made a very big mistake. And I think they started making mistakes years ago when they started killing off bags in particular, because this is a big sales area. They started killing off bags that were under £1,500. I think that's when it started. I know that prices go up because of inflation and cost of creating these things, cost of materials, but they don't go up that much. They don't go up 30% year on year, every year, like they have done with Chanel, for example. Average 30% across some of their bags. And that's what I think's happened. I think it's starting to catch up with them, and I think we should all keep a very close eye on some of these brands. Brands like Chanel are never in a million years going to lower their prices, but brands like Saint Laurent obviously have. Brands like Balenciaga probably will. Brands like Gucci might. There are so many brands that the Kering group owns that this might happen to if they're in a situation where they're needing to make money quickly. There was also, I did read something on one of these forums that said another thing that has happened, and one of you wrote to me about this. One of you from Italy wrote to me about this. Sorry this video is long, but I have so much to say. Apparently a lot of these brands have decreased the amount of products they're having their workshops produce for them because they're simply not selling. So they're making fewer items to probably keep exclusivity, but also because fewer people are buying. And this is having a knock-on effect to factories in parts of Tuscany where these bags are made, where factories are near to going under because all of their work used to come from luxury brands and now it's not. And one of you who wrote to me just a couple of days ago actually said to me about this. You said families could go bust here. People could be out of work, all because these brands are not producing the bags that they were because people aren't buying them. So there are my thoughts. Thank you all so much for watching. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. If you've got any insights, if you've got any thoughts, anything, please share them in the comments below. Thank you all so much, and I will see you in the next video.